The War Written in Ink, a werewolf story. Previous episodes are available on the playlist. You can also visit our website for your favorite stories. A link is provided in the video description. Episode 10. Are you objectifying me in that pretty little head of yours? Jackson jokes, crossing his arms over his sculpted chest, which is sadly covered by a black t-shirt. I huff out maybe in annoyance and then walk past him and into the room with my family. Maisie is sitting on the couch, kicking her legs out as she waits for the gift that Jackson promised us. I'm not sure what gift would be good for all three of us, but I'm starting to get a little excited. Because he is so nice and giving, Jackson seems like he would be a great gift giver. I hope he didn't spend too much money. Jackson tells me to sit on the couch, so I slowly sit down next to Maisie, who is now between me and my mom. Wait here, I'll be right back, he says, and then he walks down the hall to who knows where. The surprise makes my stomach feel like it's full of bubbles of excitement. Jackson bought me a snow globe from one of his trips to Canada as his last gift. He was so nice to remember that I told him about how my mom used to bring home a snow globe from every place she went for work as a flight attendant. I give my mom a curious look, but she just shrugs. It looks like she doesn't know either. Jackson comes back with a box that I recognize. It's the same one he brought to my house that terrible night we were supposed to have dinner. We found out that the coven had kidnapped Maisie, which ruined the night. Seeing this makes me a little sad as I think about what happened, but I push those thoughts aside because I want to focus on how happy Jackson is to get this gift. The gift is a thin, simple rectangular box that is about the same length as an envelope. A shiny red ribbon holds the lid on. I have no idea what it is this time, it's definitely not a snow globe. Jackson gives the gift to Maisie, who is already reaching out with her hands in a gimme, gimme gesture. Before you open it, Jackson says, stopping Maisie from tearing off the ribbon, just know that I can trade it or return it if you don't like it. He nervously scratches the back of his head. My mom says, I'm sure we'll love whatever it is. Jackson just nods, and a light blush spreads across his face. Maisie then pulls on the ribbon to open the box. She just stares at what's inside with her eyebrows scrunched. Maisie pulls out 6 rectangular pieces of paper and asks, "What's this?" When I realize what it is, my heart drops. I take one of them from her and read the words. My friend just bought me and my family plane tickets to Paris. I just look at the paper and read it over and over. I stand up in shock without saying a word. My mom seems to be acting the same way, but she is smart enough to tell Maisie that Jackson paid for all of us to go to France. She laughs and cheers in excitement, but I know I shouldn't take this gift. I finally look up at him and whisper, "Jackson." He stands in front of me with big, hopeful eyes. I don't want to hurt your feelings by saying no to this gift, but it's too much. This was so nice of you, but we can't take this. It's too much money and too bad if that's the reason you're trying to turn down this gift, he says, cutting me off. He takes my shaking hand, which is holding the plane ticket, and rubs his thumb over the top. Remember when I said I would take you around the world? I have more money than I know what to do with. I remember sitting in his car and pulling into my driveway, which seems like a long time ago. He asked me to move in with him and said the most beautiful things, pick a place on the map and we'll go there together. As soon as this coven stuff is over, I'll fly us wherever you want to go. In Paris, we'll ride in gondolas. In the Great Barrier Reef, I'll take you scuba diving. At Machu Picchu, we'll see the ancient ruins. We'll stay in a bungalow in Bora Bora or go to any castle or cathedral in the world. We'll get a crappy snow globe from every place we visit so you'll always remember the fun we had there. You can have anything you want. I bite my bottom lip to keep from crying happy tears. It's number 1 on my list of places I want to go, and I really want to go to Paris with him. Come on, Kala, he says as he gently puts his big, rough hand on my cheek. You wouldn't think someone so big could be so kind, but the way he treats me shows that thought wrong. He treats me like I'm something special. Say yes. I'll do this for you and your family. I don't have any flowery words to share. There are no beautiful sentences that can fully express how thankful I am for Jackson's kindness. I grew up in a household where we lived paycheck to paycheck, so I never thought I could ever save enough money to go on a trip to Europe or anywhere else that cost a lot of money. And here is my boyfriend, offering us and my sister and mother the trip of a lifetime. I jump into Jackson's arms without thinking, wrapping my arms around his neck and my legs around his body. What? Let's go to Paris. I start to laugh like a bad Disney villain. I kiss every part of his face that I can and say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." His hands are on my waist and back, holding me close to him. His low laugh makes my skin crawl. He whispers, "I love you, baby," and then kisses my cheek. "I love you too," I say, moving away from him just enough to see the wolf-like glow in his blue Jackson eyes. I bury my face in his neck again and kiss it every now and then as I think of all the things I want to do when we get there. "Are you sure about this?" my mom asks, looking back and forth between the plane tickets and Jackson's smiling face. "Yes, I'm sure. I think we all need a break. The tickets are good for any time, so just choose the dates and we'll go. That's when the party really starts." My mom thanks Jackson a lot, but he tries to brush it off and says it's no big deal. Maisie does a little dance, and we all join in, even Jackson. I wish I had my phone so I could record how funny he looks trying to learn the chicken dance from a 6-year-old. My mom takes Maisie with her to get a computer so they can start looking up things to do in Paris. We still have some time before dinner. Jackson said he would pay for the hotel and restaurants too, so all we have to do is tell him what we want to do and he'll take care of it. My mom hugs Jackson before she and Maisie leave the room. He stiffens for a moment when my mom shows him affection, but he quickly hugs her back. Before she pats his shoulder and walks upstairs with Maisie to the room they've been staying in, I hear my mom say, "Thank you for making my daughter so happy." I think Jackson is a little surprised by how my mom has been acting. Since she found out he wasn't human, she's been careful around him, but now she seems to have really warmed up to him and is comfortable with him again. I'm so glad that my mom and my partner are getting along again. Jackson points to the stairs, so I pick up the box with all the tickets and go up 2 flights of stairs to the 3rd floor, where his bedroom is. I jump onto Jackson's bed, a little out of breath, and enjoy the soft mattress and silky comforter. I go through the tickets, but I get confused when I count 6 of them. In my head, I count, Jackson, Maisie, Mom, and me. Who else is coming? Jackson sits down next to me on the bed and leans back on his elbows when I ask him that. Your mom and sister, the two of us, and I were thinking about Skyla and your other friend Natalie. Things have been rough between Natalie and me for the past few weeks. She thought I had basically disappeared when I quit my job and didn't answer her texts or calls for weeks. It was hard to explain to her why I didn't care about our friendship because she clearly doesn't know about any of the supernatural danger in my life. I had to tell her part of the truth, that I was sad about losing my friend. Yes, I was dealing with Felix's death, and I couldn't give her any more details. She forgave me, but she was mad that I didn't tell her. She wanted to help me. I told Jackson about what happened between me and Natalie, so this must be his way of making it up to her. He knew I was upset. Skyla and Natalie can come too. I shout. Hold on, what about Ezra? Jackson shakes his head. Ezra and I can't both be gone from the pack for that long. At least a beta and a gamma need to be in charge. Ezra wanted Skyla to leave for a while, so as long as Skyla wants to come and is okay with being away from Ezra for a week or so, he's welcome. I feel dumb for not thinking about how the pack will go on without Jackson. He keeps everyone together and leads them perfectly. He shouldn't go just so my family can go on vacation. Jackson can tell that I'm feeling down. He says, "Hey," after grabbing my chin tightly. "Don't think about those bad things. You're new to being a Luna, so it will take you some time to learn how things work. I've been doing this for years. Don't expect too much from yourself all at once. We'll get there." I shake my head. He always says the right thing. I know I'm the luckiest woman alive because he is looking at me right now with such attention. I love Jackson Rowan more than anything else. He's my other half, my joy, and my savior. I start the kiss and then put my hands on the back of his neck to pull him closer to me. I don't hold back anything, I let go of all my fears and show my mate how much I love him with just the kiss. I make sure to feel the bond between us and send as much love and warmth as I can through it. I want him to know a little bit about how I feel about him. The bond makes Jackson feel something right away. A warm, tingly feeling spreads through my body, from the top of my head to the tips of my toes. It's a lot to take in, but it's so wonderful and beautiful. We keep kissing, and when I touch his tongue with mine, it seems to bring out something dark and wild in Jackson. He growls deeply from his throat, then flips me over and connects our lower bodies so that they're touching with only fabric in between. Just that little bit of friction drives me crazy, and I let out a soft moan. Jackson pulls away, his eyes almost black with desire. He doesn't need to ask me out loud, I know what he wants. I really am surprised that he is able to control his animalistic urges so well. I know that I'm ready for everything about Jackson. I want to be with him completely so that I can feel that connection. We already have a connection on an emotional level, now we just need one on a physical level. I grab Jackson's shirt and pull him down, and then I tell him exactly how I feel, with my lips almost touching his. I want you, Jackson. Please don't make me wait. I'm ready. He doesn't need to hear it twice. Jackson's point of view, all I want her while I hover over my beautiful partner, whose warm hazel eyes are filled with all the desire she can never quite get rid of. I want to strip her down to nothing and tease her until she's ready for me, making her inner thighs wet without even touching her. Then I want to slam into her over and over so many times that she can't see straight and is sore for days. Most of the time, she's innocent in what she does, but I know I can turn her into a nympho in no time. The way she's looking at me makes me want to do something, but I know I need to be nice to her. It's her first time, so I don't want to give her too much to do. It's a lot, and I'm a lot. I know I'm bigger than most people, so I need to keep that in mind when I take her, but I'm not going to wait any longer. Kala was right, my animal side wants to touch her and take her. I won't hold back any longer. I can't help but let out a low growl because I'm so focused on the little bit of skin between her top and jeans that makes her look so good. But what makes her most attractive is how sure of herself she is. The way she told me. I'm so in love with her. It's time for me to take what's always been mine. I reach for her face, my big hands holding her baby cheeks, which I love so much. I kiss her hard, letting her know what to expect. The way her body moves under mine. I lean down to kiss her again and say, "You are so beautiful." As I bite her lip, my hands move over the skin of her stomach. She gasps, and I lick her bottom lip once to ease the pain. I suddenly want to show everyone that Kala is mine. The mark is a sign for other werewolves, but I don't want any human boys trying to take what's mine. I gave her so many love bites on her neck that she'll probably yell at me when she sees them in the mirror. But right now, she doesn't seem to be upset. In fact, it's the opposite. Her pelvis jerks forward every time I touch a sensitive spot. She grabs my shirt and pulls on the hem. When I laugh at how eager she is, it makes her small body shiver. Are we impatient? I say with a smirk, but I still do what they ask and take off the black fabric. She looks at my body in a way that makes me want to be inside her right now, so many sounds come out of her mouth. Soon. She bites her lip, which she does a lot without realizing it's a huge turn-on for me. I can't help but kiss her again, my tongue slides over hers right away, and our lower bodies rub against each other to make more friction. I kiss her all over her body, aiming for her jeans, and then I stop. I don't touch her because I know she wants me to. Teasing her is part of my plan to make her wet and ready. As I kiss down her stomach, she makes a small pouting noise, but when I finally start to unbutton the jeans that are bothering me, she just watches and licks her lips. This woman is going to ruin me. I first saw her walk into that coffee shop she loves so much. She is ready for me now. My ideal partner. I have to say some things because she nods at me and looks up at me through her lashes. Yes, I'm yours. Does she know how much that one thing makes me feel? My chest rumbles with animalistic pleasure, and my eyes probably get brighter the more excited I get. My baby is scared. I relax my dominance for a moment and lean forward to kiss her slowly and sweetly. She doesn't say anything if she doesn't like the taste of herself. I love you, I say, but it's just a whisper on her swollen lips. I can't get enough of her taste. I love you too, Jackson, she whispers back. She pulls me back to her lips for more kisses that make my head spin. I ask, "Are you okay, baby?" and I can barely sit still. I realize that my canines have grown a little longer again as I say those words. I haven't lost control like this since I was a kid. She drives me crazy with need. Yes, she says. It just feels different. It doesn't hurt as much as I thought it would. That's because you're drenched, love. Oh, she squeaks, then hides her face in my shoulder. My laugh makes my body shake. Can I move now? I groan, the last time I ask her for permission. As long as she says I'm not hurting her, I can do whatever I want with her. She kisses my neck softly and nods. I pull out quickly and hit her hard again. She moans loudly in my ear and her back arches. I can't help but feel her around me, and I'm having a hard time right now. I can't wait for her to get better and more confident, in the kitchen, against the wall, on the floor, and on the coffee table if this was her first time. I need to stop thinking about this or I'll need to go again, and Kala is definitely not ready for another round with me right now. I kiss her forehead and hold my lips against her skin for a little longer than I need to. I whisper, I love you, baby. I can feel her hand pulling on mine before I leave. Don't go, he whines in a tired voice. My poor baby is so tired that she can barely keep her eyes open. I wore her out. I want to smile a lot, but I can only keep a small smile on my face. I'll be right back, I promise her, and then I leave after giving her hand one last squeeze. I don't want to leave her right now, but I have to clean her up. When I get back to my friend, she's about to fall asleep. Don't go to sleep yet, I say with a laugh at how tired she is. I wash off, being careful not to wake her up more. Sorry, she says in a low voice as she looks down at me and then the washcloth. Don't say you're sorry, baby, I say with a laugh, and then I throw the towel in the laundry basket. I go back to her and get under the sheets. I hug her and press my stomach against her back. I can tell I need to control my hormones when I see my girl so happy. I kiss her on the forehead and then on the neck. We can sleep for a little while. I'll wake you up when we have to get ready for dinner. Then I snuggle up to her and take a nap too. My partner is happy and full, and I slowly fall asleep with her. I wake Kala up an hour and a half later, which gives her 20 minutes before dinner. I thought I had given Kala enough time to get ready, but she complained that I hadn't given her enough time to look presentable. I think she looks great. When she sees that her neck is bruised and covered in hickeys, she does push me away. I am definitely complaining, I think it looks good. Knowing that she has a boyfriend, no boy will look at her twice. We both agreed to take a shower together, but she said there would be no inappropriate touching. It's clear that I didn't listen. How am I supposed to not touch my friend when she's wet and soapy in the shower? We got out of the shower pretty quickly, and Kala sometimes winced as she put on her clothes. Don't be so smug, Kala says with a groan, clearly seeing my smile at her pain. Then I started to worry, did I really hurt her? Oh goddess, did I hurt my partner? What if she's really hurting and it's all my fault? I wasn't as gentle as I had planned to be. How can she expect me to be nice when she looks so hot and pretty and hey, you didn't hurt me, she says with one hand on my bicep. I look at her and love that she can almost read my mind. Hold on. Did you hear me in your head? I ask, eager to find out if she could mind link like a person. Most people couldn't, but she is a Luna, so it might be possible. Oh my gosh! I think I did. Try again, she says with a smile, hopping from one foot to the other. I really want to have sex with you again. I want to rip those jeans off of you, tie your hands together so you can't move, and then you scream my name. Yes, I hear you. Stop, she yells, but she's still smiling. My friend can mind link. I lift her up and spin her around the bathroom because I'm so happy for her and for us. Our laughter fills the room, and I think this is the happiest I've ever been. This moment, when I met her, is the culmination of everything I've done in my life. Before her, nothing mattered. She's the only one who can give me the life and love I've been looking for. She says, I love you through the mind link. I say back to her, I love you too, without any hesitation. We kiss for a while, losing ourselves in each other. I think, if I'm lost, I never want to be found. From Calla's point of view, it's been a week since Jackson and I finished the mate bond, and I feel so much closer to him now. Not just because of the ex, which was amazing, but also because we talk to each other all the time now. Jackson loves to mind link me all day, even when I'm right next to him. It was an interesting night when we had dinner with the pack after we mated. Jackson kept sending me dirty thoughts through the bond, and I had to fight to keep a straight face while Maisie told me about all the fun things she wanted to do when we got to Paris. We made plans to go on vacation over Christmas so I could get back in time for school to start again. We want to be gone for about a week and then come back in time to spend Christmas with the pack. I know that Ezra and Skyla should be together for the holidays. They have been through a lot in the last few months and need some time off together. Natalie screamed at me and hugged me tightly when I gave her the plane ticket to France. Then she talked about all the hot guys she was going to hook up with. Jackson got more broody than usual when he heard that conversation, and he hugged me a little tighter. He can be very sensitive at times. Skyla was also very excited about the trip. Ezra had to stay behind, but he thought it would be a great break from all the stupid he had to deal with. He also said he was going to France to see his older sister, who wanted to meet him there with her friend. I didn't even know Skyla had any brothers or sisters, but I guess their relationship was rocky, so he didn't talk about her much. Ezra didn't seem to like her very much. After a long goodbye and a makeout session between Ezra and Skyla that I really didn't want to see, the six of us, Natalie, Skyla, Maisie, my mom, Jackson, and me, got on the plane. First class. I could tell my mom was uncomfortable being the passenger instead of the flight attendant, but I think she was excited about the whole thing. We finally landed at the Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris after about 9 hours. Thank goodness Maisie and Skyla slept through most of it. Because they are both so childish, those two have been getting along well. I also really hope I didn't hear Skyla teach Maisie how to swear. We get our bags and slowly get 2 taxis to take us to our hotel as soon as we land. Since our hotel was right on the canal, we ended up taking another water taxi. The state of the rooms was a whole other story. Jackson said he would pay for the hotel, but he had to choose a fancy hotel that costs more per night than we pay for our house each month. There are huge beds in each room that are bigger than a king-size bed, and granite countertops in the bathroom. He also said that my mom and Maisie had to share a room, that I had to stay with him, and that Natalie and Skyla each had their own room. Thinking about how much that will cost per night makes me sick to my stomach, let alone how much it will cost for the whole week. Jackson, this is crazy, I say again, trying to get it through his thick head that 4 hotel rooms is way too many and not needed at all. Baby, I want everyone to be comfortable, he says again as he gives his ID to the man at the front desk, who is getting ready to give us our room keys and show us to our rooms, which are all on the same floor. I groan as I mess with the handle of my big suitcase. I made sure to pack extra clothes and some books to read before bed. It was a little heavy, but that's why I have a werewolf friend who can carry it for me. The employee tells us to leave our bags where they are and that they will be taken to our rooms shortly after Jackson confirms the reservation. This place is nice. The employee then tells me about the hotel's amenities, and I just stand there in shock. Can we get massages here? I want one. This place is nice. The man is making me more and more excited about the hotel. I'm still angry that Jackson is spending so much money, but it's already gone and I just want to enjoy this trip. I can't wait to order room service and drink some fancy champagne while looking out over Paris. Of course, I'll have to explore Paris first. This is one of the places I want to visit before I die, and Jackson is making my dreams come true in more than one way. We are told to take the elevators to the top floor of the fancy hotel. The 4 rooms are all next to each other, but Jackson and I's room is at the end of the hallway and a little further away. I look at him with interest, and he just smiles back. My mom holds my sleepy sister and tells us that she will take a nap with Maisie and then they will join us in a few hours. We took an early morning flight, and now that it's about 4 in the afternoon, we're all tired and want to sleep. We chose to eat at the hotel restaurant tonight. For the rest of the week, we'll be exploring Paris. I say goodbye to my mom, Skyla, and Natalie with a hug. I'm really happy to be here. Natalie says, I might be downstairs when it's time to eat, so just text me. Why are you going downstairs? Do you not want to be alone? I'm sure you could stay with us. Calm down, girl, Natalie says with a laugh. I want to go to the bar and find a hot guy or something. Trust me, I'm very happy not to have to share a room with anyone. Oh my, I say, my eyes getting wide at what Natalie said. Just be safe, okay? I say to her. I want her to be careful because we're in a different country. Skyla says, I'll hang out with her for a while. Natalie crosses her arms in front of her chest and says, I'm fully capable of looking out for myself. I really try not to show how I feel, but it's almost impossible. Natalie still doesn't know that Skyla and Jackson are werewolves, and she never will. The council made an exception because my mom and Maisie are the family of the Luna. They shouldn't even know. I guess I have to go to that council and talk to the werewolf representative. I think they just want to make sure I'm a real Luna and won't tell anyone that the supernatural exists. That's why Natalie can't know. I was worried about meeting Jackson, but he told me it was just a formality and that he would be with me the whole time. Skyla replies, well, I'm still coming. Okay, you too, I'm glad to see you're getting along. I'll see you in a few hours, my mom says, then goes into her and Maisie's room. Jackson takes my hand and pulls me down the hall to our room. They'll be fine, he says in a light tone, and then he pulls me toward our door while Natalie and Skyla argue. I roll my eyes, but I think it's better to hide in our hotel room than to watch my two best friends fight over who is stronger. Jackson unlocks the door with the key. The room is all navy blue, gold, and velvet, which makes me think of royalty. The bed is huge, and when I walk into the other room, yes, there is more than one room in this hotel suite. There's a sitting area with a great view of the canal. I can see gondolas going by with couples in love holding hands and taking in the sights of the city. I understand why this room was farther away from the others now. It looks like he booked us a suite. Of course, he couldn't just get us a regular-sized room in a fancy hotel. Do you like it? Jackson whispers in my ear as he walks up behind me and wraps his arms around my waist. No, I say, turning to look at him. I love it. And you? I reach for his face and pull his head down to my level so I can kiss him. I really appreciate everything Jackson has done for me. He's let me feel a love that is so strong, passionate, and fierce. He has brought out a part of me that I thought only existed in stories. He's the best guy for me. Wolfman, well. He kisses me back right away, and his hands go to my sides as he holds me like he never wants to let go. I hit something soft with my legs and fell back onto the bed. I didn't even know we were moving. Jackson doesn't waste any time moving us up the bed until he's above me. I pull on his shirt and reach for it because I want to see his smooth golden skin again. He's so freaking hot, and I'm so lucky that I can say he's mine. He growls and bites my lip. Jackson says through the mind link, I'm the lucky one. His lips never leave mine. Oops, I must have said that last part through our connection. Our clothes are all on the floor in just a few seconds. Jackson kisses my neck and stomach, and then his lips come right between my legs. He runs his hands all over my body. I stop him before he can latch on and bring heaven down to earth. Wait, I say, and Jackson stops right away. He looks confused and a little worried as if he did something wrong. He looks me in the eyes and asks, "What is it, baby?" "I just want to make you feel good first. You paid for this whole trip and made all of my dreams come true. I want to show you how grateful I am." I lick my lips, and he knows right away what I mean. His eyes follow my tongue, and when I bite my bottom lip on purpose to tease him, he groans and pulls me closer. "I like making you feel good," Jackson says before he kisses me. "I have an idea that will make us both happy. Let's make it a competition." He smiles like a Cheshire cat. "What?" I ask, not understanding at all. Yes, Jackson has gotten me used to using those words. Even though just thinking about those words makes me blush, when I'm in the heat of the moment, they make me really excited. Later, I might feel shy about it. I moan in shock at how good it feels, but then I remember that this is a competition and I don't want to hear Jackson's bragging all night. I try to concentrate. It's clear that Jackson and I didn't get much sleep between the time we got there and dinner. He hurt my body in horrible ways, like putting me in handcuffs and blindfolds. It was too much for my senses, but it was so cool. I didn't know I could feel that way. After that, we took a shower together. I can't believe I was able to stay awake. After dinner, I passed out, and Jackson just laughed and cuddled up next to me. We, the 6 of us, spent the first 3 days together exploring the city. We went on a tour of a glass-blowing factory where a very skilled man showed us how they make glass figurines. He made a teddy bear and gave it to Maisie, who was overjoyed with the gift. Jackson has said that today is our day to explore the city on our own since it's the 4th day. He says he has plans for us, so I say goodbye to the others and walk along the canal with Jackson. When I look around at the beauty of Paris, I can't help but smile. There are flowers all over the place, and along the canal there are restaurants and stores that sell things that aren't available in the US. I keep walking, but Jackson pulls on my hand, which stops me in my tracks. "This way," he says, nodding his head toward a small dock where a man is sitting in the back of a gondola. "No way," I say with a smile on my face as I think about riding in one of the gondolas. Jackson kisses me and smiles. His hands run through my hair. "Yes. Go ahead," he says, then hits me to make his point. I glare at him half-heartedly, but I still skip over to the gondola and say hello to the man in the boat. He helps both of us get on, and then he uses the paddle to steer us down the canal. I can see everything, the clear blue-green water, the colorful and unique buildings, and the people. After that, I look at my friend, who isn't paying attention to any of it. His eyes are on me. I hug him tightly and wrap my arms around him because I want him to be close to me. Jackson rests his head on my neck and sighs happily. We stay like that for a while before I pull away and kiss him. I can't believe this is really happening. I'm in a gondola in Paris with my werewolf partner, and I'm kissing him. My soulmate is kissing me back, and our love is spreading through our bond. I don't want to pull away, but tears come to my eyes. Jackson has known me long enough to know that I cry when I'm happy, but he still hates seeing my tears. He wipes away the tear right away with his thumb, and his forehead wrinkles a little. He asks me, "What is it?" "I love you so much it hurts," I say, and he pulls me close and breathes in my scent. "Same, baby. Same." We thank the man and pay him when the gondola finally gets to its destination. Then we leave. As we walk to the restaurant Jackson made a reservation at, I see one of those tacky tourist shops and nudge Jackson with my shoulder. "Please let us in," I beg, using my puppy dog eyes that I know he can't resist. He looks at the store and then smiles at me, showing off his cute dimple. "Of course. Go look for the biggest snow globe you can find." I kiss him on the cheek and then look around the store for the best gift. As I walk down the aisles, I stop when I see a small snow globe. Jackson told me to find the biggest one, but this one is so cute and perfect. I pick it up and take it to Jackson, who is standing in the store looking confused. He looks at the snow globe in my hand when he sees me coming. I have a small gondola with a snow globe in the middle of the boat. There are gold flakes that fall all around a couple who are kissing in the middle. It makes me think of our gondola ride, which was so perfect and special to me that I'll never forget it. This snow globe would be a great way to remember. He looks at it and his eyes soften. Then he nods his head in agreement and pays for the gift. I gave up trying to get him to let me pay. He has already yelled at me several times a day when I try to pay for things. We leave the store with a small bag that Jackson is holding. We eat lunch at a cute little restaurant by the water. When we're both full of pasta, pizza, and seafood, Jackson grabs my hand and walks me to another store. He walks with purpose, which tells me that he has also planned this part of the trip. I smile as he takes me to a store. When he opens the door for me, I know we're in a jewelry store. And one that costs a lot. As I look around the store, my smile fades. There are necklaces, rings, and bracelets made of diamonds, pearls, rubies, and Venetian glass. Everything is so pretty and shiny. And costly. Jackson, I stop talking because I don't know what to say. Why did he bring me here? I told you I wanted to buy you expensive girly stuff. Well, here we are. He throws his hands up and points to the store around us. Go ahead and pick out what you want, he says with a smile. I'm stuck in one spot, only moving my eyes around the store. There are a lot of pretty things, but the prices are crazy. Every piece of jewelry costs at least 3,000 euros. I feel lost in this store and don't know what to do. I know this is a really nice thing for Jackson to do, and he loves spending money on people he cares about. But this is way too much money for me to spend. What if I choose something that costs too much and he doesn't want to say no? I would feel so bad. Baby, he says, putting his hands on my head. Talk to me. It's a lot of money and I can afford it. Trust me, I wouldn't take you here if I didn't have the money to spend. I've been saving up for my friend for a while so I could spoil you rotten once I found you, he says, and then he kisses me on the lips. Now that I have, I want to give you the world. Let's go get you a diamond necklace or something, because I guess it's too soon to put a diamond on your finger. I can't believe how honest he is. He has thought about asking me to marry him? Thinking about being Mrs. Rowan makes me smile. Rowan Kala. There is something neat about it. I know that the most important thing to me is this wonderful, handsome, kind, generous, loving man standing in front of me like I'm his whole world, even though I'm surrounded by all of these expensive jewels. We've been through a lot, from me slowly getting used to his werewolf side to all the dangers that the coven put us through. I've lost someone close to me, and I've found a new side of myself that only Jackson could show me. I wouldn't be happy right now if it weren't for Jackson. I know that when we get back to our normal lives in Redwood, Ohio, there will be life, school, Luna duties, and family drama. With Jackson by my side, I'll be able to handle it all. He'll always be there for me, loving me, spoiling me, and supporting me. For all time. Elisa's point of view. Even after another night of sweaty bodies and loud music, my thoughts are still loud. Even after another night of tequila and random men and women trying to get my attention, I still can't stop thinking about the things I've done wrong in the past. Self-hatred still burns through me, like a fire that leaves behind only ash and misery, destroying every happy memory it touches. That's what happens when you help kill your brother. I can't even say his name. No matter how many times I try to convince myself that I didn't know what would happen, I can't face what I've done. I had no idea what my mother was up to. I didn't know she was going to. So, I drink. I do the dance. Anything to keep me from going crazy and giving in to that lives in my head and pays rent. I thought Maryland City, where the liberals, shady business people, and party-goers live, would be the best place to drink myself to death. There are other supernatural beings living here. A lot, in fact. It's very easy for me to hide my power and act like a weak person now that I have so much raw power. No one even asks what kind of animal I am. When I lean back to take a shot, the stool I'm sitting on creaks. 8. 9. I can't even think of it. The familiar warmth spreads through my veins, and I feel beautiful nothingness. This is the best part of my nights, the sweet spot. When my mind slows down and all I can think about is the warm body of the stranger I choose to share my bed with. In a way, it's not my bed. I took the keys to the apartment from a man named Kevin Finn and told him that he lived in a great cardboard box across the street. He looks very happy with the new plan. I always find it funny when people fall for magic. Kevin has been lucky in a lot of other parts of his life, so don't feel bad for him. Even though 5 victims came forward, he was able to get away with harassment. So I took the sleazy guy's apartment. And it's a good one. Nice white furniture on the penthouse floor with a great view of the city. I now have everything thanks to Kevin's fancy black credit card. Every night, that same black credit card is used at different bars in the city. When I'm 9 shots in, I can't trust my magic to trick people, so I make sure to thank Kevin for all the money he gives me while I have fun. I fall off the bar stool and into the crowd, where people and hands touch me as I look for the center of the room, which is my favorite place. A girl with a nose ring and bright pink hair looks at me. I love how dramatic her eyeliner is. The way her dress hugs her makes it clear to me that I'm going to be swinging that way tonight. I smile at her in a flirty way and walk toward her, swaying my hips a little more to keep her attention. I have to work extra hard not to trip. I pass out for the next few minutes. I remember flashes of color and lights around me, and when I wake up, I'm in a VIP booth kissing the pretty girl with pink hair. I have no complaints. Her tongue is soft against mine, almost shy. I take charge of the kiss by pushing my tongue into her mouth and hitting her lips with a lot of force. I love how she moans. She even holds on to the booth below her to keep her balance. I smirk to myself and lightly grab her throat. I then step back just enough to see the lustful look in her bright blue eyes. "Do you like it rough?" I ask, making my voice a little rougher. The person whimpers and nods a lot, and my smile gets bigger. "How about we?" I don't even get to finish my sentence before the music stops and the alarms go off. A lot of chaos. This is complete and utter stupidity. Don't these people know that being scared and panicking only makes things worse? Stupid. The person I was going to bed with tonight is also scared and holding on to me like I'm her lifeline. I push her away and get up to look for a way out in a calm and timely manner. I look the vampire bartender who served me earlier in the eye, and he looks worried. Okay, this might not be a normal fight between people. I saw a lot of supernaturals in here. This club isn't just for supernaturals, but we tend to go to the same places. At first glance, they wouldn't think I'm one of them. That I'm stronger than all the supernatural beings in this place put together and then some. I was just a normal person who wanted to have fun. When the gunfire starts, I start to sweat a little. I could easily block these bullets at any other time, but that last shot of tequila is hitting me hard and I can barely stand up straight, let alone defend myself. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to get this drunk by myself. As I try to get my bearings, I know enough to get low and try to hide in the chaos. I pick up a single bullet that is lying on the ground to look at it. They are silver bullets. Someone is trying to kill supernatural beings. I don't care if I get caught, I need to use my magic to get out of here. I draw on the energy in my chest and look for the magic in my blood, but nothing happens. Note to self: when you're blackout drunk, your magic doesn't work. Everyone is yelling and running for the exits, and all of a sudden, my adrenaline kicks in. I need to get out of here right away. I can tell the attackers are close by because bodies are falling next to me. Think. What do you need to do to get away? I crawl through broken glass and spilled liquor to get to the back of the bar. When I open the swinging doors, I see that I'm in a storage room. I think I'm finally alone and can leave through an employee exit when the vampire bartender from earlier hisses at me. I roll my eyes. I didn't go onto his private property or anything like that. He needs to calm down. I'm not scared of his red eyes and fangs. In my opinion, vampires are at the bottom of the supernatural totem pole, so this man isn't a threat. Even though I was drunk. He sees that my hands and knees are bleeding and that there are still pieces of glass stuck in them. He licks his fangs. I don't understand why they do that. I think he's going to jump at me, but instead he just closes his eyes and backs away. You need to go, he says, his voice strained from the effort. A good vampire is so cute. Yes, I'm trying, hot stuff. There are people shooting up the place out there, in case you didn't know. Just show me the employee exit and I'll leave you alone. The poor vampire is shocked that I'm not scared of him being a vampire. Trust me, you're not the first supernatural I've dealt with, I say to make him laugh at how shocked he is. People aren't supposed to know about the supernatural, and right now my smell is all human. But you, I know. You're a person. How do you know about the supernatural and why aren't you scared of me? Yada yada. Can you help me or not? The door that swings open is now a big hole. 3 big fae come into the room. They're all guys, of course, because they're all stupid and think they can scare me. Well. If it isn't a vampire and his human blood bag, one of them says as he cracks his knuckles. The vampire gets even paler, and I decide it's time to act like a human. Vampire? What do you? I cover my mouth with my hands to hide my laughter. At first, the vampire is really confused, but then he starts to understand what I'm doing. I'm getting more sober every second I'm here. My magic is slowly starting to work again. I can't get out of here through a portal, but I can definitely beat them up. Yeah, sugar. That thing there is a bloodsucker. Come with me and I'll save you, the second fae says, puffing out his chest. I can't hold back my laughter any longer, so I let it out. I laugh, snort, and cackle because I'm still drunk and these guys are so funny if they think they can save me and then take me to bed. Sorry, but does that ever work? They start to get mad, and the vampire behind me smells like fear. They can control the elements because they are fae. I win because I can control magic itself. The one fae who hasn't talked to me yet makes a fireball in his hand. He comes closer to me. Watch how you talk to us, you filthy humans. I agree that people are scum, I say, but I'm offended that you think I'm one of them. They all step back, snarl, and throw their tiny parts at me. It doesn't matter if it's fire, water, earth, or air. A simple hand in the air stops their magic. I don't even have to say the words to spells anymore, just thinking about them is enough. This world has never seen a witch as strong as me. My mother is the only one who can beat me, and when I find out where she is, she's dead for what she did to my brother. Their parts hit the protective barrier like harmless pebbles. I let my magic aura go, and that's when they finally know who they're messing with. I snap my fingers, and they all fall to the ground, writhing in pain. "Did you do to them?" the vampire has the nerve to ask me. I look to the side and see that he is wide-eyed and shaking, but still trying to be strong. "I broke their backs. I hope the right people find them, ask them questions, and put them in jail. Or kill them, I don't really care." I quickly hide my aura and start looking for the way out. When I lean to the side, my shoulder hits the wall. I guess I'm still drunk. The brave vampire asks me, "Are you okay?" as he follows me down the hall. The club's screaming has stopped at this point. I'm guessing that the High Council has heard about this terrorist attack and is now erasing the memories of anyone who has seen too much. My sign to go. "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm still drunk, though," I say with a laugh to prove my point. "You did all that while drunk?" His eyes show a mix of awe and fear. I guess he's done with wanting blood. "Listen, buddy. I don't want to talk to you. I want to leave." I turn around and finally find the door, but I have to erase his memory before I can go. But a small part of me feels, empathy. That's been happening more and more, and I can't figure out why I suddenly have a heart. If I think about it, Felix will come to mind, and I'd rather not hate myself even more than I already do. I complain to myself about being nice and tell the vampire that if he tells anyone about me or what I can do, I'll rip out his intestines and make him a nice bow tie to go with his dress shirt. He is all too happy to agree to keep quiet. I walk into the alley and wait for my magic level to rise so I can portal. I could definitely portal somewhere, but I could end up anywhere, from a zoo to the mall or even worse, a bathroom on wheels. My 8-year-old self never made that terrible mistake again. I get to the front of the club and see red and blue lights going down the sidewalk. I'm sure some of the police officers are super, and there are probably at least a few council members here, so I need to be careful. And of course I have to run into someone. A person who is tall. I can only see his back. A strong back. Then he turns around, and oh my god. He's just right. Hair that is dark. Eyes that are even darker. A beard that is cleanly shaved and skin that is golden. And he's speaking to me. "Mate," he whispers, and his eyes get a little bigger. I think his voice has an accent, and it sounds like Russian. "Hold on," he said. "Mate. Why do werewolves always mess things up for me? First that Alpha Jackson got me involved in his fight with my mom, and now this guy? After that, I don't want anything to do with werewolves." I tell myself not to think about that right now. Think about something else. Like that one strand of hair that fell right in front of his eyes. "Nope. I'm going." I mumble, "I have to go," and turn to leave. He grabs me and pulls me to his chest, trying to keep me close. I wouldn't normally let this happen, but I can't seem to stop him. He mumbles to himself, "You're human," but I still hear it. Thanks, universe. Because my magic blocks my scent from other supernatural beings, he still thinks I'm human. It's interesting that he can still tell I'm his partner. Hey, buddy. That sounds bad to me. Councilman, a shorter, rounder sure cuts in. It looks like the other attackers have been stopped in some way. They were mysteriously left with broken spines, if you can believe that the wolf holding me growls to show that he doesn't like being distracted, and it reminds me once more why I hate these dirty, possessive animals. Why is he so mad? I'm the one who is being forced to stay. It takes me a little longer to realize that my mate is not only working with the council, but is also a high council representative. The one werewolf on the council. The werewolf that might be the growliest and most annoying of them all. I need to leave this place. I don't even say anything, I just push him away and run. I don't know where I'm going, but I do know that I need to leave this place. The world around me spins and tilts, but I keep going, even with heels on. The wolf tells me to stop, but I don't. I can see that he's chasing me. The only way I can get away is to use a portal. I have about 5 seconds before he uses his superhuman speed, which I don't have, and then I'll be stuck with him. I can't tell him that I'm one of the witches he's looking for. And I know he's looking for me because that jerk Jackson told him about the Coven attack on his pack. I told him to let me handle it, but they're still looking for my mom. I want to be the one to kill her and watch her life fade away as I tell her how worthless and disgusting she is. I'm sure the High Council wants to find me so I can answer for my crimes and help them find my mother as if I knew where she was. I turn down the first alley I see, my heart racing and pounding and screaming. I put all of my energy into making a portal. I don't care if I end up in a port-a-potty this time, I just need to get away, get away, get away. I don't care that the wolf can probably feel my strong magic. He has no idea that the witch he's looking for just showed up and took his friend or something. I really don't care. I think about Kevin's apartment and the clean sheets and ice cream waiting for me. And I go through the portal. I come back into the bedroom and almost cry with relief. I take off the stilettos and the tight dress that doesn't leave much to the imagination. I throw them both away. I don't need to be reminded of tonight. Thanks to Kevin's black credit card, I can legally buy whatever I want. I guess I'm stealing, but Kevin is an ex-offender and I don't care. To stay out of trouble, I have to use as little magic as possible in public. I put on a matching set of silk pajamas, grab the Rocky Road ice cream, and watch The Bachelor, which is my favorite guilty pleasure. The guy and the girls on that show are hot. When I watch girls cry because they didn't get a rose from their dream guy, I can't help but think about the wolf. My friend. I don't like calling him that. I don't even know this guy, and he's supposed to be my future. No, he won't want anything to do with me once he knows who I am. And I don't want anything to do with him. That's what I try to tell myself. As I think about it more, a plan starts to form in my mind. A dumb, careless plan, but I've been dumb and careless lately. I might be able to hide my smell around him and act like a person. Then I can tell that I don't like how he growls and wants to own me, so I can say no and move on with my life. Sure, that sounds like a good idea. But how do I act like a person? Simple. I'll just have to kidnap my favorite person and make her teach me how to be scared of my partner in a cute way. I'll look for Kala tomorrow. I'm going to watch The Bachelor tonight. Kala's point of view: the new year is over. I can proudly say that I have been indoctrinated as Luna and have done some good for the pack. I was really worried that I would do or say something that would make me look like the human who didn't understand werewolf culture, but I was pleasantly surprised at how easy it was for the pack to help me learn the ropes of my new job. Jackson was very patient with me and always took the time to explain the little things about his job that I needed to learn again. For instance, one of his many jobs is to keep an eye on the pack's home and make sure everything is clean and up to date with renovations. He also runs the food distribution, and he had to tell me that werewolves eat a lot more than people do, which I knew but wasn't thinking about at the time. The same thing happened with the size weights and pack training equipment that needed to be ordered. I help him with the boring paperwork that comes with being the alpha of a big werewolf pack, like dealing with everyday complaints and fixes around the house. We have had to deal with the consequences of the Coven attack. There are still more formal meetings with some members of the High Council to talk about Marlowe, who is on the run. She took Maisie hostage and killed Felix. Then she left town through a portal and never came back. The few members of the Coven who are still alive are either in pack prison or dead from the attack. What should we do with the other Coven members? That's another hard choice Jackson and I have to make. It's a tough call because we don't want to let them go and cause more trouble and spread hate about people, which could make things very dangerous. We also can't keep them in jail forever. It's not fair. It's not their fault that they didn't get to learn another way because they were raised with certain ideas. I've been to the pack prison many times to check on the witches and warlocks who are still there. There are only 8 of them left. Their leader has left them to fend for themselves in werewolf territory, so they must feel very lost. I spend time with the prisoners and make sure they have enough food and are treated well. Jackson doesn't like the idea of me going there so often, but I know it's what Felix would have wanted. Felix grew up with these people, and even though he used to say he didn't care about anyone, I knew they were the only family he had. There was no way his awful mother was family. If that were the case, she wouldn't have killed him. There are times when it really hits me that I'll never see him again. I'll never make fun of him for being dishonest, I'll never see his smile change his whole face. He'll never be able to use his magic to teleport us to random cities like he said he could. The worst part is that I never got to say goodbye. I haven't heard from Elise either. She took his body somewhere, and I don't know where. I'm sure she knows that the High Council is looking for her. Elise told Jackson and me that we couldn't look for Marlowe because she wanted to be the one to kill her mother. We had to tell the High Council about the Coven incident, and they became interested in Elise along the way. Timothy, the werewolf representative, was especially interested because he was worried about how easily a powerful witch and warlock could attack and hurt me, the Luna of our pack. He didn't want this to happen to any other pack. I'm getting a little annoyed with the Council's growing interest in and wariness of Marlowe and Elise. I hope the High Council doesn't put the 2 witches in the same group. They might be related by blood, but their morals are very different. I think they do, at least. I have to think about Maisie on top of all these other stressful changes. I was worried that she would have some kind of long-term emotional damage after she was kidnapped. I was so happy that she was making friends with other kids at the pack daycare and finally acting her age when she met Maxwell. I thought all kids her age acted that way, but she has always been a little clingy and emotional. The daycare workers told my mom and me that it's not how they usually act. We had a hard time talking about it because we didn't know she might have some developmental delays. They said it had nothing to do with the kidnapping and that it might be a good idea to have Maisie tested to see if there is any way to help her learn better in the future or to help her deal with her feelings. You can probably guess that I'm feeling overwhelmed. Jackson is the only person who has kept me sane. Through it all, he has been my rock, and I'm so thankful for him that I sometimes want to cry. Sadly, I don't have any classes with Skyla this semester. That's fine, though. We still drive to school together and drink a lot of coffee at cafe. I don't work there anymore, but I still go there more than I should. Jackson now pays for my addiction. I just got out of my afternoon developmental psychology class, which I took this semester because of the news about Maisie's possible diagnosis. I walk to the same bench every day to meet Skyla. We meet at this bench and wait for the other person to finish class because our class schedules are different. Today is the day when our classes all end at the same time, but Skylar's class is a little farther away, so it takes him longer to get here. While I wait, I take out my phone and look through the Kindle app to find a new fantasy book to read. I can feel a change in the air, and my body stiffens without me even thinking about it. A bright purple light appears in front of me, and then Elise is there. She portaled into a main part of campus in the middle of the day. I don't think anyone was looking at us, but a few people were turning their heads to see what they thought was a bright purple LED light or something like that. As Elise gets closer to me, my heart races. She doesn't belong here. The High Council has been searching for her. I haven't seen her since that terrible day when Felix died many months ago. I can say for sure that she doesn't look like herself. She has big bags under her eyes and looks like she has lost a lot of weight. Her cheeks are a little sunken in now, which is different from how round they used to be. There is also a lack of sparkle in Elisa's eyes. She still has a great sense of style. She has a ring on every finger and several chains around her neck, and her platinum blonde hair is styled in small braids that connect with the rest of her loose hair. I clear my throat a few times and say, Elise. I also mind link Jackson, Skyla, and Ezra so they know that Elise has shown up out of the blue. I don't know what she wants, but I'm sure she's mad that the High Council can't find her because she has to stay hidden. Is she here to get back at someone? To hurt me? Elise just got to campus, so I quickly mind-linked. What? Where is Skyla? Where are your pack guards? Jackson starts to freak out. Kala, I'm almost there. Skyla tells her to stall. How have you been? I ask, looking around campus in a way that doesn't draw too much attention to the pack guards who were supposed to be keeping an eye on me from a distance. But Elise just laughs at me and sits down next to me on the bench. Let's stop. I know you don't care about me. Oh, and if you're looking for your little wolf guards, they're not able to help you right now. She smirks, but something about it seems off. She doesn't seem as sure of herself or as she usually does. There is something wrong. Oh, I say, not sure how to say what I want without making her angry. Are they alive? I ask in the most calm way I can. I swear, if she hurts any of my pack members. Don't worry, sunshine. They'll wake up with little bumps on their heads. It's not a big deal. I let out a sigh of relief that they will be fine. I still don't know why she's here, though. Elise moves closer to me, and I move back as far as I can on the bench. She only laughs a little. She tilts her head to the side, squints at something behind me, and then her whole face gets hard. Just in time, I see Skyla running toward me with 3 other pack guards behind him. I feel something pulling on my wrist. Can't have them interrupting us. Then I feel my whole world twist and bend and spin as I'm taken away from campus, leaving my things on the bench. Elise lets go of my wrist, and I fall to the floor. My head is spinning from traveling between dimensions, and I'm confused and dizzy. I dry heave once, then blink my eyes hard and stand up, though not very well. Our mind link lets us hear Jackson's voice. Kala? Are you all right? Where are you? His voice suddenly stops in my head, as if we weren't connected anymore. What's going on? Elise knows I'm confused right away because I've never been good at controlling my facial expressions. She crosses her arms and glares at me. I can't let you talk to your boyfriend in your head. That kind of defeats the point of this talk. What? You can? Where am I? I know I'm not making a lot of sense, but my mind is racing as I try to figure out what I'm doing here. In a nice apartment? The room is big and has light wood floors, white granite countertops, and windows that go all the way up to the ceiling and show a beautiful view of the city. I walk closer to the view and see the Empire State Building while using random furniture to help me stay balanced. We live in Maryland. This is my first time here, and I want to look out the window and enjoy the view, but I can't because I don't know what Elise wants me to do. I'm sure you know we're in Maryland. I'm borrowing an apartment here. I cross my arms and try to look more sure of myself than I really am. Did you steal this apartment? I ask. I can't believe she still uses her magic for her own gain. I can believe it, though. Don't worry, it's fine. That's not why I brought you here. I kind of, need your help. Elise says the last part quickly, as if it's embarrassing. What? I need your help, okay. The way she stands up straighter and looks me in the eyes says a lot. She needs help badly. Does she want me to talk the High Council into something? Is she scared for her safety? With what? It's kind of hard. I don't want you to be annoying about it. I didn't know who else to talk to. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not very likable, she says with a laugh and sits down on the very comfortable, plush couch. I do what she says and slowly move to the other side of the couch to give us some space. I know she could hurt me at any time, but there's not much I can do to stop her. Also, she seems lonely right now, in her own special Elise way. Okay. I clear my throat and nervously fidget with my fingers. What happened? It looks like Elise is going to throw up now. I can't tell what she's going to say because she looks nervous, unsure of herself, and confused. I met my mate last night, she says, and I put my hand over my mouth. Friend? She has a friend? Who were they? What happened? I let go of my hand and school my face, even though I'm not calm at all right now. I have a lot of questions, but Elise clearly doesn't need anyone else to freak out about this. She needs someone to talk to. I nod my head to let her know to keep talking. I went out last night and some stuff happened. It doesn't matter, but when I went to leave, I ran into him and he did that stupid growly thing that all werewolves do. I could feel my skin tingling, but not in a bad way. I kind of panicked. I ask, what happened next, because I'm really interested in this story. I'm still a little wary of Elise, but I'm more interested than worried. I ran away. I can't stop laughing. I laugh because she thought that running away from her mate was the best thing to do. I did something similar when I found out what Jackson was, so I can't really blame her for how she acted. It's funny how even a strong witch like Elise is scared of how strong a mate bond can be. Shut up, she says angrily. I can hold back my laughter, but I can't help the little smile that stays on my face. Sorry, I didn't expect you to say that. I guess you know how strong a mate bond can be now, I say, hoping to get her to open the mind link between Jackson and me. He needs to know that I'm fine. Of course, Sherlock. She seems annoyed with me right now, but I have to ask her. I'd love to help you sort through some of your feelings. I have a lot of stories about Jackson and me when we first met. It can be hard to navigate a new relationship, I say. Here it is. Is there any way you can lift the block on my mind link? I just want Jackson to know I'm okay. I knew this was a bad idea. She suddenly stands up and sends a burst of magical energy at the coffee table in anger. It breaks right away, with pieces stuck in the wall across the room and all over the floor. I jump in shock. You can't talk to him because you'll tell him where we are. Those werewolves are everywhere, and I don't want my mate to find me yet. Elise walks back and forth in the room. I watch her carefully, ready for another burst of magic to come out and ruin another part of this beautiful apartment. Whose apartment is this, really? Okay, I get it. Then I do something brave that the old Caliph from a few months ago would never have thought of doing. I get up slowly and walk across the room to Elise, who is pacing. I make sure to stay away from the broken glass, and then I block her way. She looks at me with a confused look before her face hardens again. I won't tell Jackson where we are. I'll just tell him I'm safe and not to go crazy looking for me. Ever since, I stop in the middle of a sentence because I don't want to talk about the day Felix died. She seems to understand, and she slowly nods her head. I'll give you a phone so I can hear what you're saying. Okay. I say right away. She gives me the apartment's landline because my phone is still on that bench in Ohio. I quickly call Jackson. He picks up after half a ring. Hello. His voice on the phone is so sharp and rough. Hey, Jackson, it's me. Kala? Are you okay? Where are you, baby? Epilogue. I look up at Elise. I do what I said I would do because she has her arms crossed and is glaring at me in a way that says, I won't hesitate to hurt you if you say anything. I wouldn't want to get in the way of a witch as strong as she is. I also want to show her that she can trust me deep down. That I'm honest and that she can trust me with all this new information about werewolf mates. When I found out Jackson was my mate, I was all by myself. I only want her to have someone. I can't tell you where I am, but I'm fine. Elise needed to. I'm going to kill her the next time I see her, he says in a low voice. I can see him with long canines and black eyes when he's angry. I wish I could have given him a hug. Kala, where are you? Tell her I'll give her anything she wants. Tell her to someone takes the phone out of my hands. Whenever I want, I'll give her back. She hangs up. That's it, she says. He knows you're safe. She paces around some more, and I can tell that she's never been this upset before. I don't really know Elise very well. She makes this point even more clear when she looks at me and then swears. What am I doing? She sits down on the couch and rubs her hands over her face. I'm sorry for this. I just really needed to talk to you about it, and I knew you wouldn't agree to talk to me if I asked you directly. I sit down next to her on the couch. You could have asked instead of kidnapping me? Felix did the same thing once, I say in a light tone, trying to make the subject funny. Don't talk about him, she says in a cold voice. Okay, I understand that you're not ready. But really, just ask. I'm not that scary, am I? You're probably the weakest and least scary person on earth. At least she grins a little. Kala, I'll portal you home if you want me to. I have one of the worst hangovers I've ever had, and I don't know what I was thinking when I kidnapped you. Sorry, I guess. I'm shocked that I'm getting an apology right now. Her behavior is so unpredictable right now. 1 minute she says I have to stay and talk to her, and the next minute she says she will take me back to Jackson. Whatever is going on with her, I need to find out what it is. She clearly needs some advice, some life counseling, and some therapy. She also needs to learn how to be a better person. I'll stay if you promise not to portal me somewhere without my permission again. I don't know why I'm agreeing to help her. She's never been very nice to me. She helped plan Maisie's kidnapping. What's up with her family and kidnapping me and mine? Depends on how helpful your advice is, she grins, and I see a little bit of her old self peeking through. Then I remember why I want to help her. She looks so much like Felix. Of course she does, she's his twin. I miss him, and she loved him so much. I saw the devastation on her face when he died. I know she cared for him, he was probably the only person she really cared about. I can't imagine what she's going through without him. It must explain her behavior and how unhealthy she looks. I don't agree with everything she's done today, but maybe there's a little bit of hope for her. So, can you show me how to be human? Elise tells me that her mate is the werewolf representative and then threatens to hurt me if I tell anyone. She also says that she can hide her scent to look human, which is how she's been able to stay hidden for so long. It makes sense that no one has been able to find Elise or Marlowe. She tells me everything about how she met her partner, Timothy, and how she got away by portraying when he wasn't looking. I tried to explain to her that Timothy's plan to think that Elise had been kidnapped by herself wasn't the best one, but she said she wasn't sure if she even wanted to keep him, as if he were a pet she could just return. Timothy doesn't know that the witch he ran into one night is the same one he's been looking for. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. She asked me for advice on how to deal with finding out that Jackson was a werewolf. I told her everything, including how I freaked out and cried for days, called him a monster and didn't want anything to do with him. I also told her how ashamed I was when I realized he was a good man, the best, and how heartbroken he was because of it. Elise sat through it all, and if she hadn't been so desperate earlier, I would have thought she wasn't interested in what I was saying because of how much emotion she showed. But she listened to everything I said. A few hours have passed, and it's almost evening. After Elise calmed down from her anger and violence, she became fun to be around. I'm not saying that we're friends or will be friends anytime soon. I'm just saying that maybe this friend of hers can help her with her trauma and loss. She needs someone, and I think Timothy is just the person she needs. I'm not sure I'm keeping him, she says again. I just want to see what all the fuss is about this mate bond stuff. I'm out if I don't like it. He can think I'm a useless person for now. Thanks, I say with a hint of sarcasm, then I look out the window and see the sky getting darker. I need to get home. Jackson is probably going crazy. Elise, I say softly. Let me tell you something. I'll give you my number. Call me if you ever need help or someone to talk to. I'd rather that than you taking me without my permission. She nods, then gets up and offers me her hand. Thank you. Sorry for being a jerk before. I know, I say, knowing exactly what she means. She needs to get over Felix's death and work on herself. She needs love, friendship, and stability. I take her hand and hold it, knowing more about her situation now that I know it. Time to go home. Elise drops me off a few minutes from the pack house. It's not a long walk, and Jackson can sense me on the territory in just 30 seconds. I see him running toward me with 5 pack guards behind him. The mind link is back up and running, and I can feel his panic-like pressure on my lungs and brain. He picks me up right away and holds me tightly with his arms, which feel like steel bands. He half whispers, "Kala." He looks me over to make sure I'm not hurt, and when he's sure I'm not, he hugs me tightly. Baby. I was very worried. Are you really okay? When I get my hands on her, please don't. I know you don't like her right now, but she had to talk to me. Jackson looked angry, but I stopped him. Did I say that Felix was going to change? Trust me, Elise won't be a problem anymore, Jackson says, still angry about what happened. I'm not happy with how she dealt with the situation she took you. What is she doing? He grabs me by the hips and pulls me closer. My hands rest on his chest. The other pack members nod at us and then go back into the forest, probably to look for signs of Elise. They won't find any. She probably didn't want your pack to attack her. I hate that she took me away from you, Jackson. I hate that she was so lost and desperate that she thought the only way to get in touch with me was to take me hostage. I don't like how it happened, but I'm glad I talked to her. What did she say, anyway? The High Council will want to know anything I can't tell you. Jackson growls. Not yet, anyway. I promise to tell you. Soon. She just needs to take care of something first. Jackson doesn't look happy, but he doesn't push me either. I think he's still in shock about my kidnapping and is so grateful to have me back that he doesn't want to fight me right now. As the Luna of this pack, I am in charge of our safety and keeping us informed about what's going on outside. Jackson doesn't tell me everything, not because he's trying to hide things from me, but because I don't need to know everything. For example, he never tells me how he interrogates prisoners, but I trust him to be a good judge of character and to know how to handle those situations. He should also trust me to make the right decisions. Did you tell the High Council what happened? I cringe inside, hoping he didn't tell Timothy about Elisa's behavior. He just thinks of her as a powerful witch who has lost control and may know where her criminal mother is. He has no idea that Elise is his mate. Of course, I told them first. But they didn't do anything. I smile, but it looks more like a grimace. This isn't good news. It will be even harder for Timothy to accept Elise if she ever tells him who she really is instead of pretending to be a person. Come on in, baby. He picks me up and holds me close. I don't mind when he rubs his face against my neck and breathes in. I love this guy so much, it's crazy. He says. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.